What up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, I recently went out to go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I was very excited for this movie when I saw the trailers. It really increased my excitement. In the beginning, sure, I wasn't that very psyched with it. And growing up watching the Ninja Turtles live-action films back in the 90s and the animation, I've liked them growing up, but I was never like the hardcore Ninja Turtles fan out there. I enjoyed watching them, but I was never like the biggest fan. And yes, I did liked the first Ninja Turtles reboot that came out in 2014 that was produced by Michael Bay. I'm one of the people that actually liked it. I didn't love it, it wasn't a great movie, but then the sequel came and it was a pile of garbage. It sucked. But then I was a little bit concerned when Paramount announced that they were going to do a Ninja Turtles animated film. I was a little concerned. But then, like I said, the trailers came out and it looked really good and it increased my excitement. It looked a little bit different than what we're used to seeing. Yes, it's going to still follow the traditional of the lighthearted, fun cowabunga that we're used to seeing. After coming out of this movie, I will say, this movie lived up to the expectations. This movie is awesome. I loved this movie. It was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was charming. It was funny. It had some heartfelt moments. I love the characters. The voice cast who played the Ninja Turtles, like Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael, and Donatello, I thought they were so believable because they're playing teenagers. They were so believable. They're going through adolescence. These are characters who are still trying to find their place in the world because they've been cut off from the world all their lives for the past 15 years. They've been underground in the sewer. Their father, Splinter, voiced by Jackie Chan, has been trying to shelter them from the world because they're afraid that the humans will never accept them for who they are because they are going to judge them based on their appearances. Because when the humans see them, they see them as monsters. They don't see them as people. They tend to judge them before getting to know them. And that's why they've been cut off from the world all their life. They've been trying to survive out in the sewer, like gathering supplies and survive as much as they can and never be part of the world. And they want to be part of it. They want to go out and be high school kids and hang out with every other regular kids, but they know they can't because they're different and they will be treated differently. I thought they were incredible. They act like teenagers. They were believable. And there was a little bit of it. They put a different spin of what the Ninja Turtles than what we're used to seeing. Yes, they learn how to fight. Yes, they know every like kung fu, martial arts, all that stuff. But they still got a lot to learn. And I thought that the main villains, like Superfly, played by Ice Cube, was absolutely great. He had a story, he had an arc. He was not a twirly mustache bad guy that just wanted to wipe out the humans just for the sake of it. He wanted to wipe out the humans because he despises them, and he tried to communicate with the humans, but it did not work out as well as he wanted to. He had an emotional arc to it. And I still wish they would have developed his character a little bit more, but I thought Ice Cube really sold it. He had a little bit of a Magneto vibe, because the whole film felt like a little bit of an X-Men. A little bit, the concept of it, and I thought it still worked. I thought it had a good story, yes, and it had a lot of pop culture references that I felt it worked. It was hilarious. It never felt misplaced. The pop culture references were not there for the sake of it. It actually felt subtle. And I thought that the April O'Neil, that was played by the actress who you may have known from the hit show on the FX called The Bear, I thought she played April O'Neil very well. I believed her as the character. She's another high school kid that just wants to be a reporter and get a great scoop. And her purpose in this movie is to team up with the Ninja Turtles and help them show to the world that they're superheroes and they're the good guys and they're not monsters and what the humans make them out to be. I thought she served a purpose. She didn't feel like that she was just there for the sake of it. And I thought their banter worked. It was so natural and very believable, and I loved it. Like I said, the jokes landed. There's a lot of laugh out loud moments that I was just dying, and once you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. I thought what they did with the animation style was great. Yes, it had a lot of influence from into the first two Spider-Verse movies, and I thought it didn't try to like copy and paste. It worked, and it set the tone of the movie, especially with the music and the soundtrack. They never felt like it was misplaced. It served the story, and I loved it. Like I said, there were some good heartfelt moments that I got choked up by the end of the movie. I thought the action was great. The fight choreography was like on point, and the whole vibe of the tone of the film, it felt like it was made in the 90s in a good way. And yeah, it could have been done poorly, but it actually worked. I loved it. And I thought Bebop and Rocksteady, that was voiced by Seth Rogen and John Cena, I still wish they would have had more development, a little bit more to do, but I thought their character was great. They were hilarious. And there's this one character that was voiced by Paul Rudd, which I had no clue that he was in the movie, but he steals the spotlight, and I love that dude. I would love to hang out with that character. I thought he was great. He could have been just a character controls, but no, he wasn't. A lot of these characters were not character controls. They didn't feel like they were annoying. I loved every bit of them. The story was great. The visuals and the animation style were fantastic. Overall, this is definitely the best Ninja Turtles movie out there. Yeah, it's not saying much because we didn't have a lot of good quality of Ninja Turtles. Yeah, you can arguably say that most people love the original Ninja Turtles that came out in the 90s because it was a hit to them and it was a nostalgia, but I still think that this is the superior version in my opinion. And for those of you who don't know, here's a fun fact. If you have not watched Power Rangers in Space, the Ninja Turtles guest starred on that show, and I remembered it back in the 90s growing up watching Power Rangers in Space, and I remember the Ninja Turtles showed up in the live action as a guest star, and I was like, wow, this is weird. And I believe that they've done that, made appearances in comic books too. But overall, definitely go out to see Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. If you're someone who is not a big fan of the IP, I believe that this movie will win you over. And if you are a fan of the Ninja Turtles, this definitely will be made for you. I loved it from beginning to end, and stay for the mid-credit scene because it definitely sets up to the sequel, and it gives you a tease of the character who's going to be in the next film, and it had my jaw dropped. My jaw hit the floor by watching it. And yes, it had a definitive end. It didn't leave you on a cliffhanger, so I'm glad they didn't do that. And it definitely take your kids and family to see it. You can take the whole family to see Ninja Turtles. Do not sleep on it. Go out and support it if you want to go to have more Ninja Turtles and you want to continue the story with these characters. This is a big win for a July release, especially with movies like Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. This was a better month for movies. Yeah, I like the June releases and the May, but this one is a win. Definitely go out and see these other films like Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Dead Reckoning Part 1, and definitely go out and see Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Now, have you seen this movie? What did you think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Did you love this movie, or were you someone that just wasn't made for you? Just jump down in the comment section below and leave me your thoughts. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos and turn on the bell notification so you know when my videos will be uploaded. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I hope you stay safe.